Hello, everybody. Hope your weekend is going well. We are at the next game in the Colorado Rockies 2025 replay. Game number 28 on our way to 59 games, which is our goal. Finish that 59 game stretch when they were 9-50. Right now, Colorado is 10-17. Game 28 is upon us. It is the Atlanta Braves and the Colorado Rockies. And as I like to do when there is a new team upon us. Oh, very good, Ben. Glad you did. So when there's a new team upon us, I go through the roster, the active roster, including the bench players and their bullpen players. All right, so as we see here, we've got in the lineup, we got Verdugo, Riley, Ozuna, Olson, Albies, Murphy, Harris, White, and Allen in the starting lineup. Bryce Elder is your starting pitcher for Atlanta. Look at their three bench players they have available. They have Orlando Arcia. They have Stuart Fairchild. And they have backup catcher Drake Baldwin. They're on the bench. And we'll look at their bullpen arms. Break them down righty and lefty. First for the left-handers, they have Aaron Bummer from the left side. And let's see, do they have anybody else from the left side, or is that it? No, one more. Dylan Lee from the left side. So they have two lefties in the bullpen. Then they have Iniel De Los Santos, a right-hander. Daysbel Hernandez, a right-hander. Rafael Montero, a right-hander. Pierce Johnson, a right-hander. And their closer, Raciel Iglesias. So those are the available pitchers and batters and whatnot for the Atlanta Braves, so that you know who is available and who is not. All right, so on the mound for the Rockies is Ryan Feltner. He will get the call. Feltner is a +5 on his hold. He is a +9, so it doesn't matter about the catcher. You could have the best catcher ever, and he'd still be a +5, so there's really nothing you can do about it. Coors Field, again, hitter-friendly, 19 singles and 9 for home runs. On the Action PC, Atlanta is 13-14 on their simulation. Colorado 10-17 through our Strat-O-Matic. All right, here's Alex Verdugo. 1-7 for Verdugo, and that's a strikeout. Feltner puts the K on Verdugo, one away for Austin Riley, third baseman. We get a 3-8 for Riley, and that's another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Feltner. Brings up designated hitter Marcell Ozuna. 2-7, and it's a 1-8 single. Anything else, he lines it to McMahon at third base. And he lines it to McMahon. So the Rockies happy to get McMahon back today. He was off the previous game, just giving him the day off against a tough lefty. So he's back in full force today. Even though we're playing this on a Saturday night, it's a replay of a Monday night game in April the 28th. So let's look at Bryce Elder, get a closer look at Elder. Elder was 8-11 with a 5.30 ERA in 28 starts. He is a +1 on his hold. He's a +2, but Murphy's a -1. And leading off for Colorado will be Brenton Doyle, the center fielder. We get a 1-10 for Doyle, and he grounds it right back to Elder. Easy 1-2, easy first inning or first at bat rather for Elder. Here's Jordan Beck. 1-7 for Beck, struck him out. 2 up, 2 down for Ryan McMahon, third baseman. And that is a 3-6 for McMahon, and that's a walk. 2-out walk to McMahon. First walk issued by Elder. McMahon, no threat to run. Here's Hunter Goodman, designated hitter. We get a 5-10, and that's going to be a ground ball, shortstop X. We are looking at the shortstop, Allen. He's a 1E7. So since he's a 1, we know he's going to get to it. We're just checking for the E7 at short. E7 at short. The only errors are 3, 16, and 18. And that is definitely not a problem. So he makes the play and the inning's over. So 1 inning is in the books, and we got no score from Coors Field. Due up for the Braves will be Matt Olson, first baseman. 6'8" lefty, and that's a walk. First walk issued by Feltner. That'll bring up second baseman Ozzie Albies. 6'12", switching left. It's a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 4E0, so he can't make an error, but the 4 is questionable whether he'll get to it or not. So we're going to check the pitcher and a 4. Pitcher and a 4, he needs to have a 5 or higher to make the play. 5 or higher to make the play. However, if he can make it where it is a if he can make it where it's a 19 or 20, it's a double play. Otherwise, it'll just be a fielder's choice probably. That's a 4, so he's not going to get anything. 4 and a 4 is going to be a single 1 star. So Feltner not able to cover any ground out there, and Albie sneaks one by him. First and second, nobody out. Huge lack of defensive play there. Here's Sean Murphy. That is a 3-5 from Murphy, and that's a strikeout plus injury, but we're not doing injuries, so just a strikeout here. 1 away from Michael Harris, center fielder. And that's a 3-9 for Harris, and that's a 1-4 triple. 5-20 will be a single. And that's a single, 2 stars for Harris, and the Braves take the lead 1-0 as Olson comes around to score. Albies will take third. So 1-0 Braves, and Harris will be looking to get a good lead. He needs a 2 through 5, an 11, or a 12. 8 will not cut it, so he will hold. And Eli White, the right fielder, is up. Infield looking for the double play. That is a 4-10, and that's a catcher X. We're looking at Stallings. He's a 3E1. 3 and a 19 for a catcher. A 3 and a 19 is a G2. And let's see, E1 is only going to be a 17. Oops, I didn't go through it. Try it again. And there is no 17. So let's check out G2. G2 on a runners at first and third situation. So let's go to G2. Where is the G2? Am I missing G2? Here it is down here, G2. All right, so runners are at the corners. Infield is normal. And it says force. So we're here to force. Batter safe, runner at first is out going to second, other runners advance. So even though it's hit to the catcher, it's telling me that the catcher made the play to second and allowed the other guy to score. Doesn't seem right, but that's what it says. So that's what I'll go by. So it's a fielder's choice. It's going to go 2-4 to get the runner out at second. Meanwhile, the second run scores. Or actually, wait a minute. Catcher, I think, is assumed to be in. Let me reread this because I think the catcher is actually assumed to be in. So it's on the batter. So I'm going to correct that because I believe the catcher is assumed to always be in, which just makes more sense now. So it's on the batter. So the batter is out, runners advance. So, okay, let's fix this. Let's fix this. That makes a lot more sense now that I think about it. Okay. So the runner on first will take second base. The runner on third will hold. And White is out 2-3. Because the catcher and pitcher both are assumed to be in, which makes a whole lot more sense. All right, so still a 1-0 game. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Clutch situation for Nick Allen. Nick Allen in the clutch. In the clutch for Allen, he will lose a couple of hits here. 1-5, 3-5, and 3-10. It's 2-5, and he struck him out to end the inning. So after all that, Braves get 1, but that's all they get. Go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Atlanta. And leading off for the Rockies will be first baseman Michael Toglia. And that is a 5-8 switch hitter batting left, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Elder. Brings up Mickey Moniak, the Maniac, the right fielder. 6-8, and that's a base on balls from Moniak. This and second walk for Elder. And Moniak's going to try to get the lead. Needs a 2 through 5 to obtain a good lead. And he won't get it, so move on. Jacob Stallings. 6-5 for Elder. That's an in-home run, 1-19, but he's got weak power. So this would be a single 2 stars. A 20 would be a double, but most likely we're looking at a single and 2 stars. And that's exactly what we're looking at. So let's go put runners at the corners with 1 out. And Alan Trejo, the nameless shortstop, is up to the plate. Infield looking for the double play for Atlanta. Trejo is a righty. It's a 5-8, and that's a fly ball center field B. It will be a sacrifice fly for Trejo. And we got a tie game as Moniak comes in to score. Ties the game at 1. And that'll bring up Adale Amador with 2 outs, installing at first base. It's a 2-6, and he pops it up to short to end the inning. So Colorado matches Atlanta's run with a run of their own. We go to the third, 1-1. Back to the top of the order, it'll be Alex Verdugo for the Braves. For 8, and that's going to be a walk. And that'll be walk number 2 off of Feltner. Verdugo, no threat to run. Here's Austin Riley. 1-7 for Riley. That's a strikeout. That is strikeout number 5 for Feltner. 1 away for Marcell Ozuna. 5-9, and that's a ground ball shortstop A. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Tailor-made double play. That tailor-made double play is sponsored by Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in that area and you have tailoring needs, be sure to go by and see them. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game. And that one was tailor-made for Ryan Feltner and the Rockies right there. So here's Brenton Doyle. He'll start things off in the bottom of the third. 5-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. Ozzie Albies is a 4. He's only an E2, but he's a 4. 4-11, though, he should get to that. I would assume he would get to that. 4-11, it's a G3. So he's an E2. The only way he makes an error is 3 or 18. And there's no 3, there's no 18, so Ozzie Albies makes the play. 1 away, and that brings up left fielder Jordan Beck. 4-9, and that's another walk for Elder, his 3rd. And Beck will try to get the lead. Needs 2 through 6 or an 11 to get a good lead. And a 6, he'll do it. So it's a 17, being held as a 15, plus 1 is a 16. 1 to 16, he steals it. And he's got caught stealing. Wow. What a throw there by Murphy. Throws out Beck at second base. 2 down, bases clear now for Ryan McMahon. It's a 2-11 for McMahon, and he is actually hit by a pitch. 2 down, and here comes Hunter Goodman. .511, and that's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Olson. He's a 1. You know he's going to get to it. We're just looking at E5 for first baseman. And E5, he's got to avoid 14, 17, and 18. And he does just that. He will get it and flip to Elder covering to end the inning. So the caught stealing really put a kibosh on everything. We go to the 4th inning. Still 1-1. Feltner will face Olson, Albies, and Murphy. Heart of the order for the Braves. 4, 5, and 6 hitters. 1-9 for Olson. Struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Feltner. Brings up Ozzie Albies. 4-12, and that's a ballpark blast. It's a 1-9. He does have normal power. So 1-9, and this one's out of here. But it's an 18. It's going to be just short. Warning track power on that one. 2 down for Sean Murphy. 1-2 for Murphy, and that's a solid. No question about that one. Well, that's clean as a baby's butt right there. A 1-2 against right-handers. A solid home run for Sean Murphy. And the Braves lead it 2-1. That one left no doubt. 2-1 Braves lead. And now we go to Michael Harris. 2-7 for Harris. He flies to center to end the inning. Fans still buzzing about that blast from Murphy. That was a no-doubter. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Tolia, Moniak, and Stallings for the Rockies. 1-12 for Tolia. That's a hit by pitch. I don't know if that's a retaliation. Well, no, it's a second hit by pitch by Elder. So he's had some control problems big time. He has walked 3 and now hit 2 batters, and the Rockies manager not exactly happy about it. Saying something to the umpire by giving a warning to Elder, but I don't think it's intentional. Here's Moniak the Maniac. 1-8, and that's a ground ball second base A. That'll be a 4-6-3 tailor-made double play as well. 2 quick outs. Wipes the slate clean on the bases. And now Jacob Stallings. That is a 2-5 for Stallings, and that is a 1-9 double. 10-20 is a single. And it's a 2-out single for Stallings. He's actually 2 for 2. And now that brings up the nameless player, Trejo. 4-11. Ballpark single check. We know what that's going to be. 1-19. That's pretty much automatic. So that double play now really looming large. First and second, 2 outs. Clutch situation for Amador. In the clutch, he is actually completely neutral. 5-6, left-handed, struck him out. That is strikeout number 3 for Elder to go with 3 walks. So we go to the 5th. 2-1 Braves. Feltner out, and this is his fatigue, and he's got number 5 there. Rockies do have a fresh arm that was just called up, and that is Juan Mejia. He's in the bullpen. They sent down last night's starter, Bradley Blaylock, to make room for Mejia. So here's Eli White. 5-11, and that's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Tolia. 3-E6. 3-9, he'll get to that. E6. First base, E6. 3-13 and 18. Got to avoid those numbers. Which he does. It's a 5, but it's a not so rare play, so it's just going to be a 3-1 put out. 1 away for Nick Allen. 5-5, and it's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Trejo. 3-E17. 3-2. That's going to get through for a base hit. Check the E17. He's got to avoid 15, 16, and 17, which he does. Another not so rare play. So it's a base hit for Allen. And Allen is going to stay where he is. They will hold him 1, but he'll stay there. And top of the order for Verdugo. 3-11, and that's a fly to right field, 2 down. And it's up to Austin Riley. Riley has struck out twice. 3-11, and this time he grounds it to third, and that will end the inning. So Feltner has some endurance remaining. He will pitch into the 6th inning. 2-1 Atlanta. Elder will be facing the top of the order, Brenton Doyle, followed by Beck and McMahon. 1-6. 1-6 is a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 4 for Bryce Elder. Here's Beck. 5-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Allen again. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. E7, he's got to avoid 3, 16, and 18. And he does that, so 2 down. For Ryan McMahon. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. 5-3. It's a fly ball left field X. We're looking at Verdugo. He's a 3, E7. 3-1. That's going to be a double, most likely. 3-1 is going to be a double. E7. E7, he has to avoid 6, 15, 16, and 18. And he does, but the double, 2-out double by McMahon. Tying runs in scoring position for Hunter Goodman in a clutch situation. Goodman in the clutch against right-handers loses a hit on 3-11. And that is a 3-9. That's a strikeout, so that's going to end the inning. 5th strikeout for Elder. We go to the 6th. It is still 2-1 Atlanta. Feltner back out. We'll face heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 hitters, Ozuna, Olsen, and Albies. So 1-5 for Ozuna, struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Matt Olsen. He is walked and struck out. 1-7, and he flies to center, 2 down. And that will send up Ozzy Albies. 6-11, switch hitter batting left. That's a split. 1-6 is a single. 7-20, he lines out. And he lines out to Amador to end the inning. So Feltner will pitch into the 7th. Score still 2-1. This is the fatigue inning for Bryce Elder. He has a number 6 right here, so keep an eye on that. It'll be Tolia, Moniak, and Stallings due up for the Rockies. 4-3, and that's a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is White. He's a 2-E3. 2-16, he'll get to that. E3, the only errors are 3, 15, and 18. And no problem there. 1 away for Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. He's walked and hit into a double play. 3-3, and that is a ballpark blast for Mickey Moniak. And it's a 1-9. We have a tie ball game. But it's a 20, so it's just a deep fly to right, and that's out number 2. Stallings, 6-11, ballpark single. That's pretty much going to be guaranteed. Stallings is 3 for 3, all singles. And now that brings up the nameless player, Trejo. That is a 4-10. And as a catcher X, Murphy is a 2-E1. 2-12 for a catcher. 2-12. 2-12 is a pop out. And he's an E1, so the only way he makes an error is on a 17. And that's not a problem at all. So that will take care of that. So Elder will pitch into the 7th. No problems. Feltner, this will be his last inning regardless. But if they can get 7 innings out of him with just 2 runs allowed, they got to be ecstatic. Here's Murphy. He crushed a home run his last time up. 4-5. This time he grounds it to McMahon. 1 away. And this brings up Michael Harris. 2-7 for Harris, and he flies out to Doyle in center, 2 down. Just moving right along here. Here's Eli White. 5-6, and that's a fly to right. So we reached the 7th inning stretch in less than just barely 25 minutes, which I would say is pretty good. So Feltner, we're going to cap him at 7 innings. He's going to give up the 2 runs, both earned, struck out 7, walked 2, and he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits I've got him for. And Juan Mejia, the freshest arm on the team, is going to take over in the 8th inning. Right now, Elder's back out. He'll be facing Amador, and then the top of the order, Doyle and Beck. 2-1 Braves, bottom of the 7th. That's a 6-8 switch hitter batting left, and that's a base on balls for Bryce Elder. And Elder, that is his 4th walk. And now here is Doyle. Amador, no threat to run, will not be held. Doyle, 1-6 for Doyle, struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Elder. 1 away for Jordan Beck. Beck 2-5, and that is another walk. That's the 5th walk issued by Elder. And now the Braves bullpen starts to stir. They have double barrel action in their bullpen. They have left-hander Dylan Lee, and they have right-hander Rafael Montero, both loosing in the bullpen. So we'll see if they want to go that route, depending on matchups, and they're going to see if Elder can keep going. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. And McMahon, the batter. 3-4 for McMahon. That's a home run. 1-17, 18-20 is a double. That's a home run for Ryan McMahon, a 3-run home run. And maybe they should have pulled Elder, the batter, before that. But they were hoping to get him through the inning, and that just didn't happen. So Ryan McMahon, a 3-run home run for Ryan McMahon. And the Rockies take a 4-2 lead. These runs belong to Feltner. He could win the game as long as the Rockies don't lose the lead. But a 3-run homer from McMahon. Elder is now tired. They're going to let him pitch to Goodman, see if he can get out of the inning. 3-6 for Goodman. Gets him to ground it to short, 2 down. And here is Tolia. 1-8 for Tolia, grounder to second, and that will end the inning. So Elder will go 7 innings as well, but he is going to give up 4 runs, all earned. The big Earl Weaver 3-run homer from Ryan McMahon does end Bryce Elder. And we'll cap Elder here, 4 runs, all earned. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 6 hits I've got him for, but he did walked 5 and struck out 6 and hit 2 batters. And now they'll have Dylan Lee come on and pitch in the bottom of the 8th. But right now, we go to the top of the 8th, and Mr. Juan Mejia will be on the mound for the Rockies. Mejia, 2-2, 3.96 ERA and 1 save. He is a 1-inning guy, so he's only going to pitch the 8th inning. No matter how effective he is, he's only going to pitch the 8th inning. Due up for the Braves, it's Allen, Verdugo, and Riley, but the Braves will go to the bench. They need offense. Allen is only a .221 hitter, so he will be pulled, and they will go to their backup catcher, Drake Baldwin. He's the best hitter they have on the bench. So pinch hitting here in the 8th inning is Baldwin. Orlando Arcia will take over at shortstop in the bottom of the 8th. So Drake Baldwin, numbers on him, 274 average and 19 home runs. So Drake Baldwin getting the pinch hitting call here against Juan Mejia. Pitching to Baldwin, 312 for Baldwin. That's a ground ball to second, and that's one away. So Baldwin is out, and that means Orlando Arcia will take over as the shortstop going forward for Atlanta. Not a bad shortstop, 3.24. That's about average. So 3.24 for Arcia. And he runs at an 11, not a 14. So there we go. Here is Verdugo. Mejia, 2-6 Verdugo, gets him to ground it to second, 2 down. And that'll bring up Austin Riley. 4-3, and that's a strikeout for Mejia. That'll do it for him. He goes 1 inning, pitches flawless. And they will turn it over to their closer, Halverson. Halverson struggled yesterday against the Reds, so he's looking to bounce back. And in the meantime, Dylan Lee will come on for the Braves, left-hander. Dylan Lee, 2-4, 3.29 ERA and 2 saves for Dylan Lee, the left-hander. He's a -5 on his hold. So now he's going to be facing Moniak, Stallings, and Trejo, scheduled hitters for the Rockies, as it is now a 4-2 game, bottom of the 8th. Rockies looking for some insurance. 5-5, and that is a strikeout for Dylan Lee. 1 away for Stallings. 4-3, and that is a fly ball right field X. We're looking at White. He's a 2E3. So he should get to this, you would think, on the 2E3. 2-10. He will certainly get to that. E3. The only errors are 3, 15, and 18. And no problem there. So fly to right. 2 down, and here is Trejo, the shortstop. Oh, that didn't go through. Let's try that again. That's a 3-8, and that's a fly to right to end the inning. So that'll do it for Dylan Lee. He's a 1-inning guy as well. Didn't give up anything. Got a strikeout. So we go to the 9th. Last chance for the Braves, and they'll have to do it against the Rocky closer, Seth Halverson. Again, Halverson had a rough inning last game, so he's trying to bounce back. 1-2, 4.99 ERA, and 11 saves for Seth Halverson. And he's got to deal with the heart of the order, Ozuna, Olsen, and Albies. Halverson's a -2, makes him a -3. He does have a 2-run lead to work with, so 1 mistake pitch will not hurt him. So we'll see how he does here against Marcell Ozuna. And that didn't show up. That's a 3. 3 and a 6 for Ozuna, and that's a fly to center. 1 away for Matt Olson. 4-8, and that's a strikeout for Halverson. 2 down, so he's looking to have a big bounce back and get his confidence back. Just has to get Ozzy Albies to finish it off. But if he doesn't get Albies, you got the dangerous Murphy on deck. It's a 2-11, and that's a ballpark single, so he's not going to get Albies unless we get a 20. And he doesn't, so it's a base hit, and that makes things nervous for the Rockies because now you have the dangerous Sean Murphy at the plate. Albies could steal, but his run is meaningless, so they're just going to leave him there. They don't want to take the bat out of Murphy's hands whatsoever. Halverson to Murphy. That is a 5-4, and it's a ground ball third base X. That's the best fielder you could have it hit to if you're the Rockies, because he's a 1. You know he's going to get to it. We're just checking the E10. E10 at third base for McMahon. 13, 3, 17, and 18. That 13 sticks out like a sore thumb. That's the one that might give you a little cause for apprehension. So he's got to avoid that 13. He's got to avoid that 13. Not to worry too much about 3, 17, and 18. It's that 13 that's the problem. Instead, we get a 15. But there is no 15 there. So McMahon makes the play, and the ball game is over. How about that tidy little game there that took about 35 minutes to play? In super advanced, no less. Seth Halverson gets the save. The Rockies get their 11th win. 4-2. McMahon, the player of the game, he walked, got hit by a pitch, hit a double, and hit a 3-run homer. I don't know what else you could ask of a guy. So Ryan McMahon is your player of the game. So maybe that game off previously did him some good. There he is, Ryan McMahon. He is the player of the game. Actually, probably looks better this way. So for the Rockies, let's see. I don't think there were any errors on either side. I don't think either side had any errors. 4-2. So they limited the Braves to just 5 hits. Rockies get 6 hits. So there you have it. Colorado improves to 11-17. Atlanta drops to 13-15. And you're right, he did make the final out, Thomas. That just was the coup de grace on the whole thing. And so the Rockies now 10-17, and I believe they lost this game real world. So I think now we're +7 on the record comparison, but I will verify that just to make sure. But I think that's the case. This game was played Monday the 28th. Let's take a look here on their thing with the Braves. Yeah, they lost 6-3 real world. But they get the win here. They were 4-24 through 28 games in the real season. Now we're 11-17, so we're +7. We are a +7 on the replay. +7. So tomorrow night, game 2 of this 3-game series will commence around 9:15 or so. And it'll be German Marquez for the Rockies. For the Braves, a guy I don't know anything about, that's for sure. He's got a hyphenated name. So I'm not even sure if I got a card for him. I hope I do. I really want to use a nameless player for a starting pitcher, although I might have to. I don't. Oh, here he is. We got a card for him. A.J. Smith Shawver, I guess is how you pronounce that. I'm thinking that's how you pronounce that. He is the starter tomorrow for Atlanta. He's 3-2 with a 3.86 ERA. Hello, PFLQR. I'm committing right now. I committed right now to only play the first 59 games because the Rockies were 9-50. So I wanted to see if I can improve on that, and so far we definitely have. We're +7. My goal is to end up with 20 wins. Right now we have 11, so I need to get 9 more wins in the next 30 games. We can go 9-21. We'll make our goal. So it'll be German Marquez against A.J. Smith Shawver. I guess it's pronounced Shawver, not Shaver, because without the W, you would think it would be Shaver, but with that W there, I'm thinking it's Shawver. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that name. And the Braves beat the Rockies in that game 8-2. So the Rockies did win the final game 2-1. So they didn't get their 5th win until the 30th game. They were 5-25. Right now we're 11-17. So like I said, we played this thing in about 35, 36 minutes for the whole game, which is pretty incredible compared to Super Advanced being, a whole lot of stuff going on. But that's what good pitching will do. Even with all these walks and hit by pitches, we had 5 walks and 2 hit by pitches. But just the fact that there were a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings as well that made that possible. But McMahon, his 3-run homer in the 7th off of Elder, took care of business. Oh, cool. 2010. Depends on, I would just pick your favorite team if you have one. Or you could do, if you like the National League, you can. If you like pitchers hitting, you can do the National League. If you like the DH, you do the American League. I think the Giants, if I remember correctly, the Giants beat the Tigers, or was it the Rangers? I think it might have beat the Rangers in 2010. I think they beat the Tigers in 2012. Or maybe I have that backwards. I don't remember exactly who played who back that far. But anyway, I think it's the Rangers, though, but don't quote me on it. But I would just pick, like I said, if you have a favorite team, that's a good one to do. If you're just going to do a single team replay, I would pick, your favorite team. Or maybe just a team you find interesting. Maybe you don't want to play your favorite because you think you might, not manage appropriately for the other team. So, there's a multitude of ways to do it. So, anyway, that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday evening. If you're so inclined, tomorrow morning, I've already played it and recorded it. I will be posting the Sunday Basic Sunday Strat-O-Matic 1962 game. St. Louis Cardinals against the Houston Colt 45s. Bob Gibson starts that game for the Cardinals. And that's the Sunday is the one day I play the Strat-O-Matic Basic, which I don't normally play, but I just kind of got into the thing now with playing it on Sundays. So there you go. Tomorrow afternoon, sometime around, 3 maybe. I'm thinking somewhere around 3 o'clock perhaps. We'll have the final round of the 2025 PGA Championship from Charlotte, North Carolina, Quail Hollow Country Club. And then tomorrow night around 9:15, 9:30, we're right back here at Coors Field. That one will be live. The other two will be Memorex, but this one will be live tomorrow night. Rockies and the Atlanta Braves. So thanks to everybody that stopped by and those that watch later. Rockies win it and improve to 11-17. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.